Neighbor tells you about the unstable man in the cul-de-sac who claims to have been abducted by aliens. And then there's the woman in town who claims to see Bigfoot all the time. Your boss, who you greatly admire, confides in you that he has started speaking with his wife daily when he gets home from work. She died 8 years ago. It's hard to believe this stuff, and you write these stories off as overactive imaginations. Are these people seeking attention, or are they a bit unstable? No matter what you think, if you're like me, you walk away wondering, what if that was true? The What If It's True podcast features stories by ordinary people like you and me. Something has happened to them, something so strange they are in agony unless they tell others. My name is Cameron Buckner, and the What If It's True podcast is available at whatifitstruepodcast.com and on all available podcast apps.
Mark, we're live. We got Jamie in the background there. If Scott hadn't sent a message on the messenger group about the time, we'd have kept talking.
I said something, but I don't think you heard me.
No, I wasn't paying attention. I looked as 8:05, so my apologies. I was trying to get invites out and all that. And people were having sound problems, and I was having problems, or I thought I was.
Yeah,
but
I hate that we didn't get Gary Spike Sr. on here. He had technical difficulties.
Yep. Yeah, he was a center piece of the outing, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that out down in Brown Springs.
Yeah.
Just a great guy.
No doubt about that. He was involved in everything from cutting wood to you name it. He was there out finding possible tracks of Christine, and I don't know what else.
And he had some really nice walking sticks. I think I'm the only one that didn't walk away with one of them.
He'll send you one because he had to tote one home. No, he gave it to somebody, I think.
Yeah, he said he was going to go home with none, but I just kind of sat back and let anybody that wanted to get them. But man, I don't know how many he brought.
I don't either. If he was on here, he could have told us, but I think it's about 20, but I'm not sure. No, maybe it was 15 or so, but anyway, we had a great turnout. The first 2 days, the weather was great. And I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see it?
I see something red. Yep.
Yeah. I got 2 tick bites.
Did you?
Yeah. The first day.
Well, maybe that cold weather will kill them off.
It almost killed me. That was nice. But we went from 60 degrees almost to 30 for the high, 34 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
19 for the low. I don't know what the wind chill was. I know that night it snowed that Friday night. I told everybody it was like 747s were coming in, landing right over our tent because the wind was howling all night long. No, Marquis, Larry wasn't flexing. Not unless there's a double cheeseburger involved. That's one thing. Every time I turned around, somebody's giving me food. I know Robin made that excellent chicken that she fed both of us, and I had all kinds of chili. Everybody gave me chili. I felt sorry for Debbie.
Well, man, I bought a couple of $100 worth of food, and I didn't cook anything the whole time I was there, and I wound it up giving all the meat to Slade.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's good to be the king, Larry.
Well, if you were the king, you know what I was.
It's good to be him too.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. All right, you want to bring on Bama so he can tell you about his part?
Yeah.
You think he's ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to let him get posed up there before I turn him on here. Are you ready, Bama? He's looking. Here we go.
Man, I'm just sitting and listening. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Bama.
Can you hear us now?
I had to laugh when you came on and you said, we're live, and I thought, we're alive.
Yeah.
We survived the man dogs.
Really, the weather. Man, I got to tell you, I wouldn't have looked down on anybody for packing up and leaving. Maybe when the sleet started. I mean, it got really interesting after that. And I'm a weather person. I had it pegged pretty well, but the wind surprised me a lot.
Me too. And we did have some people leave whenever it started and right before it started, but we also had people show up during the middle of it. And I was like, wow, they really wanted to be here.
You're not kidding, man. And setting up in that. And we got the few administrators and a couple of 2 or 3 other people got there the day before. And the area where I wanted to camp at was, I mean, standing in water. And I noticed as I was driving down the trace that I'd see, places in fields standing in water. So I knew they'd got a deluge of rain. So that put the kibosh on my plans as to where I was going to camp at. All to say that, day 1 and 2, everybody tromped around in mud. And the second day it was cold. It was cold, but the breeze was blowing, and that made it colder. Mm-hmm. The next day, we wasn't tromping around in mud anymore. It was nothing. The ground was just completely frozen. Any mud that was on the ground was completely frozen.
Yeah. Friday night was not good. Saturday wasn't good because the wind was blowing most of the day and it was cold. But Saturday night, the wind laid down, and I piled every piece of wood I could in that little fire ring. And for 20 or 30 feet, it was nice and toasty.
Yeah.
So Saturday night wasn't bad at all.
Well, it's funny. I don't really know who's in the chat. I don't want to stay on here the whole time because I'd really like to get in the chat. But people that are in the chat that were there can attest to this. And for those of you that weren't there, that's really why we wanted to tell this on the show. I'm kind of a weather nerd. So I got there at a particular time, got all set up, and I'm kind of going around telling everybody, now look, we need to be prepared here because it's such and such o'clock, such and such is going to happen. And I'm, just going around doing my thing. Yeah. And this really is the first time I've thrown a tarp over the top of my tent. Because, man, my tent, I've been through all kinds of stuff in it. But I even threw a tarp over it strictly for heat retention. That was it. Not for ice or snow or anything, but just to keep heat in there because I knew it was going to get cold. Well, everybody had tarps over their tents, and everybody had heater buddies. Most everybody had heater buddies in their tents. Now, there's guys on there I see now like Tony Harris. He's a van lifer. and he came from out west, so he's inside a van. You've got Paul from Birmingham that came up.
Yeah.
He's also in a van, but he's in a van down by the water. So we'll just say, y'all
Down
heard
by
this
the river?
term. He's in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
But seriously, these really are people that have never been to this campground, so they don't realize that there's a bay there. And if you looked out past that bay, it looked like the ocean out there. The white caps were so big that, I mean, it looked like you drove down to the Gulf. They were, during a storm, a Gulf in the storm down there. So we eventually got them, when it really got bad after that first night and nothing but the cold set in, we got them to move, they could move or not, but they moved way up to the other end to get out of the wind and stuff. Well, I told Larry and all them, I said, now this sleet's going to start at such and such o'clock, and and I'm watching the radar and all that. And when the sleet started, everybody started kind of scrambling a little bit. We started stoking up the fire, and I would like to talk about the fire guy that showed up last before I get off here.
All right.
Y'all would let me. You know what I'm going to talk about, right?
Go ahead.
The guy that delivered our firewood.
Yeah.
Well, that little sleet started, and my friend Kel had one of those big heater buddies in there. And man, when that sleet started, in there she went. She's got a 4-person tent, and in there she went. And I'll bet it was 75 degrees easily inside that tent. So once Moose went in that tent, well, he never really came out of that tent the whole time. It was sleeting or snowing or cold, unless I just literally went in there and made him come out of that tent. And that's where she got 3 tick bites, I think, Larry.
Yeah.
I think she got 3 tick bites.
Wow.
And my thing is, Moose wears a front line, so the ticks what wanted to stay on him. So that's probably where she got him from. That's from him going in the tent.
Yeah.
But anyway, then it started turning into snow, and people started kind of hunkering down a little bit. And I'm stoking the fire, and I'm stoked. Everybody has their own fires, so we had us a pretty good one over there. I'm trying to keep a good bed of coals on it. And man, when that snow and the sleet stopped, it really was pretty, because with all the moisture, that heavy rain they had the day before, it actually put a cold fog, like a ice fog. And Anthony Kelly took an awesome picture of it, and he posted it. And I don't know where the backlighting was coming from or anything, but it was coming through that ice fog at night, and there was snow and sleet on everything. And that was the start of one of the most interesting nights probably most people had ever been through. Because I specifically told Larry and several people once again, man, when the sleet and snow goes through, I said, the wind's going to get down to 7 miles per hour. It's just a little breeze. Everybody can stand around the fire. It's going to be great. Well, the wind started blowing, and it got worse and worse. And do you not think it was blowing 25 miles an hour like most of the time?
Yes. I do.
Mark?
Yeah.
I'm serious. And then you would hear a roar, because we're down off a hill under big hardwoods. And my spot, I'm in the same spot I've been before, because my OCD has already made me check it for widowmakers from the last time I was there. But man, I'm laying in that tent, and you really hear a roar coming through those woods like you would hear from a tornado. And I would lay there and go, oh man, here it comes. And this is over the sound of the wind already, and everyone's tarps flapping. Rodney Beasley and Karen's next to me. They tried to strap one of those little toilet houses down. You know, one of those little toilet huts you sit in.
Yeah.
And I told him it was so, I said, man, it's so cold. How are you even going to go sit out in that little hut? Man, you know, my toilet's inside my tent. But that thing ended up in the woods the next day. And way before they got up, I fished that thing out of the woods, brought it back, pinned it down with a heavy camp chair. It got away from me again. I had to go retrieve it again and bring it back. So Rodney commented, why does this have a chair and 2 or 3 big pieces of seasoned oak split firewood laid on top of it? Because that thing was gone. And then here you are, Larry, you and Debbie and y'all, they had the nicest condo thing kind of built up at that end. And you could get 20 people under that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that there wasn't some moonshine inside there somewhere or things along that line going on. You know, but man, when those winds hit, I just thought, man, Larry and them's going to lose their whole condo up there. But it actually hung on. I couldn't believe y'all hung on to it.
It ripped some of the eyelets out of the tarp, but it did stay together pretty well.
The next day, those winds shifted, and as we were leaving, and it was pushing that same wind up into that bay and, you know, into the bay where we were actually camping. And it was pushing such a storm surge. I bet you it pushed it up in there, oh God, 30, 40 yards before I left. The storm surge had pushed that up in there.
Yeah.
But the winds, after that, it was so cold that I think I had on, 4 or 5 different layers. 2 of those were coats even. I mean, people people emptied out their suitcase. Me and Mark were laughing because we had a couple of pairs of shorts with us, didn't we?
Yeah, tank top.
We brought shorts and some short sleeve T-shirts, you know.
Yeah.
That was really the big thing, was the weather. I mean, I could talk about all the people and stuff, but really, if you came to this thing, and there were a few people that were going to have bad weather on their way back home, so they left. I do not blame those people at all. I wouldn't have blamed anyone for leaving. This was almost like an initiation. As Leanne says, this one almost would get you into the inner circle if you camped out through this camp out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
I kind of, you know, there's a couple of people I worried about if they were warm enough. I gave Tony Harris it's just a 12-volt plug-in electric blanket, you know, to go in that van, and he said it worked pretty good. But he also posted pictures of nothing but sheer ice on the inside of those windows.
Ooh.
So anyone that's in the chat going, oh man, I'm sick. If you're for some reason heartbroken that you didn't get to go, man, I had a great time, and I love the cold, fresh air. And this is no joke. I literally could unzip my tent and I could look at a bald eagle's nest and watch them in their nest. And it was the first thing I woke up to in the mornings. It didn't matter how cold it was. I had a fire going. I was warm. You know, I'd trickle around and visit people. And that really, I had a great time.
Yeah, I did too. The weather stymied some of it, but not much. But the people that showed up there were fantastic. I mean, it was an awesome group. Everybody got along well. Everybody helped each other that needed help. And They brought me and Mark food. I'm sure they brought you stuff too, Bama. And we got other gifts. I know Robin. How far did she drive? 2,000.
A little over 2,200 miles.
Yeah, she drove 2,200 miles one way
One way.
to get there.
And this is a little tiny woman, a tiny woman. If you see on her Facebook page, I posted a picture, and she piled out of a little car after driving 2,200 miles with a big pit bulldog wearing a pink sweater. And yes, and man, and of course Moose, he was beside himself when that big pit bull piled out. But he loved that thing and played with it. And Moose played with every dog that showed up except for one.
Which
and that
one?
The handicapped one.
And that's just because truly this is the reason the dog was deaf. Moose couldn't speak to the dog, and Bama couldn't speak to the dog. But anyway, I had a great time, and I'm going to jump off. And God, I wish I could tell all the gifts that people brought me. And I was just humbled with how many people showed up.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk. Robin hand painted rocks for everybody there with a Bigfoot. Not a Bigfoot, but a footprint of a Bigfoot on the rock for everybody that showed up. She said they were limited editions, so if you wasn't there, you wasn't getting one. And Gary brought the walking sticks. Leanne made some awesome posters for Mark, myself, and Kane and Eric and Dixie, which had left early, but they were, I tell you, when she gave me that thing, I almost lost it because I didn't expect something like that. That wasn't even on my mind.
Let me tell you something. She knows how to get you, okay? Now listen to me. What'd she give you, Mark?
I got the same thing. And I'm going to show my gifts later.
Okay.
But that's the poster. What an awesome lady.
Yeah.
Her and Wheezy are.
Yep.
And just such nice people. And but I'll show that again later because I do want to show all my gifts.
Yeah.
Well, she gives me one of those, gifts bags with a little tie on top of it. You never can tell what's going to be in one of these gift bags. And you know how we're always joking with Leanne who are in the chat. And meanwhile, she hadn't been camping with us. She's been way across the ocean of waves over there, staying in a cabin, with her friend Wheezy over there. So they show up, and she goes, man, come over here. I want to give you something. And man, Bama's weird with walking off into the dark with somebody that says, come over here and let me give you something. Quite honestly, even if she is a pretty lady, but she gives me this gift bag, and I thought, what in the world can be inside this gift bag? Is it a big vat of coconut oil? Is it, but I told you, she knows how to get you. Inside there was 2 really nice big dog treats for Moose, and these were good ones too. I used to be in the pet industry also. And she got him a really nice toy. Now the treats are gone and the toy's still hanging on here somewhere. But man, see, she knows how to get to you. So thanks, Leanne, for that, and to everybody else. I didn't want to just mention that specifically. I'm just doing it since y'all did. But guys, I'm going to jump off, and I missed the chat, so I'm going to jump in there, and I'll see y'all later. Okay.
All right, man. Thanks.
See you guys.
Bye.
Larry, would it be possible to throw the link on for anybody that's in chat that was at the camp out if they want to jump on for a minute?
If I knew how. Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay.
If I don't, somebody will tell me, won't they?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, gee. Well, Spencer's sitting there waiting to talk to you.
Okay.
Anybody that was there, I just put the link up. If you want to jump on here and talk about something, come on and jump on here. Mark, if you want to talk about anything else you got, there's Jamie. Jamie, what'd you think about the meet and eat? What are you doing with that Mr. Buddy box behind you? Is that a reminder?
If it tears up, I got to be able to take it back. So I got the box and the receipt there.
Yeah, I hear you.
That was pretty cool. It was pretty cold. When we first got there, it was really nice. You know,
Yep.
It was really nice, and it was very enjoyable. And of course, when you had said something to me late Friday evening, you were like, "Can you?" No, that was Saturday before we left, and you said, "Can you cut some wood?" I said, "I'm wooded out." I cut wood Wednesday, and then when that big load came in, I cut wood, and then we cut some more Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, I'm wooded out." That new job, I don't get much physical exercise, so.
I think John Garrison and me had 2 or 3 loads cut in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, you guys hauled a bunch up there.
Thanks to
And we got
Dixie having a UTV there.
Well, right behind where Mark's camping rig there was a great big dead tree, and I went over and cut into it, and it was still solid in the center, but man, it split like concrete.
Yeah.
And we had everybody over there. Ronnie was over there smacking the split mall with it, and I was, and Bob and Anthony was over there. But we got quite a bit of wood, but that was really good wood actually.
Yeah.
It was real nice and dry, and it was old, and it worked out pretty good.
Did you say you're wooded out?
No, that's what I told you Saturday. You were like, "You gonna cut some more wood?" I'm like, "I'm wooded out."
That's really, really gay.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I understand.
You got a dirty mind. I never thought the first thing.
I didn't say it. Tony Harris did. I was a little slow tonight.
But yeah, it was really cool. Robin gave us those rocks, and Gary brought all those. We went over and helped him unpack all those things, and I was like, "What?" You know, I wasn't sure what was going to pull out there to start pulling them out. I was like, "Those are cool."
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time on that stuff.
Yeah.
And Garrison was giving away stuff. Did you hear
What
about
was
that?
he giving away?
Well, he come up to me and he said, "We're buddies, right?" And I said, "Yeah." So I got something for you.
That sounds like him.
And I thought, should I run or should I stay here and see what he has?
Yeah.
So he pulls out an arrowhead. It's a small arrowhead, and it's in there. I'm not going to go get it. So he pulls it out. I was like, "Cool." I said, "I have never ever found an arrowhead, and I mean, out in the woods or creeks or anything like that. I've never found one."
Yeah.
So that's cool. I appreciate that. So later that night, he'd sipped on a little bit of something, and he said, "I got something for you." I said, "What do you got?" He goes, "Did I give you an arrowhead?" I go, "No." So he gave me another one. So I got 2 arrowheads. And then I ended up giving little Ellis one of those. So
yeah, he gave me 2 or 3. Well, he gave me 2 and showed me 3, and I said, "Man, let me have that one. I'll make a necklace out of it." And then he gave Debbie one too. And that wind, we had it in a shot glass that John had gave Debbie, and that wind blew it off, and I lost one of the small ones. We got the rest of them, but we lost one of them.
Well, John told me he finds them all the time, I guess, where he's at, or in his place.
I think.
Uh-oh.
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 That's
He hit
not
the-
good.
He hit the wrong button. Is he a little slow?
Yeah.
Who, me or John?
Who? What are you talking about? We've been
Yeah.
sitting here quietly waiting on you to pop back on.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button like I normally do. But Did you get to go out any and do any hiking? Did y'all
We
find
did.
anything?
We did. We pulled out about 11 o'clock. I guess that would have been, because Aaron got there Thursday night, and Friday about 11 o'clock we took off and went. We wanted to see the tornado damage.
Yeah.
Well, we got up there to the tornado damage, which was amazing. I mean, that was crazy. That just make the hair stand up on your back of your neck. And so we went up there and we seen that. Well, one thing I noticed was we got out and piddled around a little bit, looking and stuff. And I noticed that I looked down over toward the clearing a little bit, going back in through there to the east. And there was just tons, like a muddy road back there. Well, what it was there was power down way back there. And they'd brought apparently big rubber tired loaders and dozers in there to get power trucks and stuff like that back there to fix that stuff. And I thought, man, that'd be a really good place to check for tracks, because it just went back. You couldn't even see the power lines from where we were at.
Yeah.
So we walked that road just checking for tracks. The three of us did, me and Bob and Aaron. And it ended up just kind of kept going way back, and it kind of went around, and then it hit the power line. So then we walked the power line back out, because it was all muddy too from them working on it. So, but we checked for tracks. We didn't find anything, but we checked for tracks. We've seen a lot of coyote. I mean, all, the normal stuff, deer, coyote.
Yeah.
And, but that was pretty neat.
I know that Gary Spikes and Christine, and was Robin with them? There was somebody else with Gary and Christine. They found tracks, or possible tracks. They found one that was like 24 inches, and one that was about 15 or 16, and one that was about 9. And that kind of went along with the tracks we found a couple of years ago that were around 14 and a half to 15, and the smaller ones. So that was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm going, one picture that I saw was the one that Eric showed me, and it was pretty impressive. I mean, you could see the impressions in the ground where something was standing, and the legs were spread apart, and there was a log, a big down tree, and then just right there in front of the log was a whole fish.
Yeah.
Like something was standing there, and, had taken that fish up there and was, maybe it was getting ready to eat it before Eric come up there and, and it spooked it off or whatever.
Yeah.
But you could, usually impressions are hard to see in a picture, but not these. These were, whatever it was big.
Right. Yeah. That was pretty interesting whenever they said that, because of the fish alone. That was weird. But I mean, we had some pretty good people to share a campfire with to learn Bigfoot knowledge. Not taken away from anybody that came, but we had Condo there. We had Dixie Cryptid there, Kane, Eric. We had the Camp Champ, Slade Monk, Jimmy Osmer, and I can't even name the rest of Condo's group that he had there. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody.
We had Jimmy there, Jimmy Osmer.
Yeah.
And then we had Jack and
Austin.
Austin, man, that Austin, man, that's a guy to go out with.
If you want to lose 30 pounds. Him and Kane and Eric need to hook up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm terrible with names. Paul, I kept wanting to call Jason, and Austin, I kept yelling, "Hey, Aaron, where are you going? Aaron!" Somebody say, his name's Austin. Austin, where are you going? Yeah, I'm terrible. But man, we know Will and Steven,
Steven.
they come in during the storm.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. That's why I didn't want to name names, because I'm terrible. But
Well, there was just so
Cheryl, don't forget Cheryl.
No, there was just so many people there, and people that we didn't even know existed. That we haven't communicated with. I think about Sherry and Donna and Misty and their family, Mr. Jim. I enjoyed talking to Mr. Jim and their niece and great niece, but and they're in East Tennessee, and it was just amazing. Sherry is the one that's gotten her family involved in this.
Yeah.
And
they had a pretty cool picture of what could be a dog man. I kept kidding them, saying it's a wild boar with its back to him, sitting on its rear haunches. But I don't know.
But that wasn't the only picture. I don't know. Maybe she stopped showing you pictures after.
That may be,
but there were some pretty good ones. I was watching Eric's eyes because I took Eric and Kane up there to meet them.
Yeah.
And I was watching his eyes when she was showing him those pictures. And next thing I know, he pulls out his phone and starts comparing it to some pictures that he had gotten from someone.
But it was a good time, no doubt about it. I know BF Bud's in chat. He won't hit that link for some reason. But him and his wife came, and they were fantastic. The Bonners from Memphis came. Paul, we've already mentioned him.
Bob Gillenwater. We got to see the driver of the number 4 car.
That's right, and that's a good dude.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And he came, pretty much during or a little bit after the bad weather. It was cold when he got there. He said he didn't get cold. And then we had Chris show up Yeah. And he was a real nice guy. I've got some peaches in there from him I got to eat after a while. If I can find some Cool Whip.
Yeah, you eat all my persimmon pudding.
I was going to mention that a while ago, and you started talking about something else, and I forgot it. Jamie did bring persimmon pudding, and I've never had it. And I ate it, and it was pretty good. It tasted similar to spice cake. That's the closest thing I can say, but it was good. Which anything that tastes sweet and don't make you throw up, I'm going to eat.
And covered in Cool Whip.
Yeah, the Cool Whip helped a lot.
I couldn't get Spencer to touch it.
But
What's that?
Is that me or him? No, Spencer was afraid of it. I forgot whenever we first got there. Well, it wasn't the first, but the next day, Michael Haywood and Bob pulled up, and he needed a CPAP. So they wound up camping all the way away from us up by the power pole so he could have that CPAP. Mm-hmm. And I just knew they were going to have something go on up there. That's really where I wanted to camp, but Debbie wanted down there in the middle of everybody.
While we're looking at the slideshow, most of these pictures here came from Mark Kinchel. And it was good. It was good to see him again. We've been in several states together, boogering, and he's a great asset, to any type of outing.
Well, good. I was afraid you're going to say he's an addict, and I didn't think he was. Oh, all right, Cans. I'm going to put the link up one more time, and if nobody takes it, then they're on their own. Tony and Robin and Gary, maybe somebody else did a little fishing, but I think Jamie did some fishing.
Yeah.
Jamie
and Bob.
Nobody caught nothing.
No,
But
we didn't even.
They're all fishing in 2 foot of water for some reason. I don't know.
Well, we walked all the way up to that corner, you know,
Yeah.
the last place me and you fished, and we walked all the way up there, and he's like, "We need bait," and I'm like, "Well, we can probably find some up there." So we went up there, and I said, "We can grab a mussel." All right, here we go again.
Not in the winter.
Yeah, no, we didn't have any luck. We couldn't find any crawdads or anything.
Yeah. No, it's too cold.
And,
Way
you
too
know, we
cold.
also had Neoma and
Yep.
Brad
Yep.
show up.
And once again, I was gone somewhere while they were there, and whenever I got back, they left. So it must be me. I don't know. Maybe my deodorant was wore off by then. I'm sure it was. What do you think, Jamie?
Maybe. Kent was a good dude. It was nice to meet him. It was
Yeah.
really fun
Yeah.
talking to him.
Yeah, he's genuine.
I liked it whenever I'd say something a little off color, and I'd say, "Sorry, Kent," and he'd say, "I've got my spiritual earplugs in. Don't worry about it." Oh, but overall, you didn't need spiritual earplugs, just occasionally. It was pretty, I would say it was PG-13 at the campfire 90% of the time. Would y'all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of liars. All right.
Well,
What? You gonna get off here so you can yawn?
hang on.
All right,
You
Jamie.
got to let somebody else get on.
I don't see nobody in line, but that's all right. We can
Well-
go over some of the evidence. Some of
Yeah,
the-
do that. I'm going to go
audio.
ahead and jump off.
All right, Jamie. Thanks for
All right.
coming on. It was
No
good
problem.
seeing you.
You too. We'll catch
All
you
right.
later.
We'll see you, Jamie.
See you.
All right, Mark. We did have some people that actually tried to gather some evidence besides Kane and Eric. We had our own Spencer and Kenchel tried to gather evidence. I never did even get anything out. Did you?
Not much. Not much.
Not at all.
No, I did pull some stuff out, but I didn't
Yeah.
pull much.
Bama wanted to know, did we have a head count? I know during the live podcast, Debbie counted like 60 plus.
She said she stopped counting at 60.
Right. And then other people come in the next day. And
Yeah.
so I would say we had 70 to 75 people there altogether. Some came and some left, but look who's here, Mark. You want to see?
Yeah.
Well, let me let him spit real quick. All right, here he is. There he is. He's muted, but he's here.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
This is the hardest working guy in the Bigfoot community. Because I'm going to tell you, doing audio there's no really good shortcuts to it. And this guy here takes it second by second and devotes all this time to it. And he sent me 6 clips, but I had time to do 4 of them. And so,
Spencer, how do you have time to go through this audio like that?
I don't.
But you do it.
Yeah.
Hey, you see this right here?
Yeah.
That's the card from the plot watcher from where me and Eric and Mark went to the Appalachians, and I still ain't uploaded it and looked at it. There may
That's
be 5 boogers sitting on there.
that sounds about right, Larry.
Oh, my motivation is 0. I want to see it with my own eyes, not on some stupid camera, you know?
Yeah.
But let's get back to you and audio. I didn't mean to sidetrack you.
Okay, this first clip is an unknown vocalization, and Spencer can probably fill us in on more details of what time it was, but it's not a booger or what we believe or the booger frequency signatures, but it's kind of a eerie scream that you hear, and you can just imagine if you were there. It's cold outside, it's dark, you're in a tent that's got these little thin walls, and you're laying there, and all of a sudden you hear this. That's the kind of imagine hearing that in the middle of the night.
That was about 3 o'clock in the morning, I think. And I don't know. I ran it against other stuff that I have in the data bank and everything. And it's hard to say what that is. Could be a squirrel, could be a bird going off, like an alarm call at that time. We don't know exactly what it is. It was noticeable. It stuck out on the audio, but I don't know what it is.
Well, I don't know. I think Marquis to Farmer says owl, but I don't know. That ain't what I heard. What I heard was the howls at night. Did you get any of the howls?
Yeah, that'll be the last one we play.
Well, let's not jump ahead then. Let's just wait and be patient. What is this next clip?
This next clip is a single knock that Spencer captured, and I believe it was late at night.
Spencer, how late was it?
Depends on which knock it was. What you got to understand is whenever you're sitting there going through this, like on Thursday night, I think most of this came from Thursday night. On Thursday night, there was so much that happened over the course of 5 or 6 hours. The audio really, whenever you have to listen to it second by second and you have to go through the whole thing, it kind of tells a story. And sometimes whenever there's a lot of stuff happening, like the knocks and the branch breaks and, possible stuff being thrown and everything, it kind of gets lost whenever you listen to it, over the long period of time. It's hard to tell exactly when it was. There were what could have been knocks 4 or 5 times on Thursday night. It's hard to say. Some of them started at about 10:30, and then at right around 1 and 3, there were some distinctive sounds that sounded like knocks. I don't know which one he's going to play, but there was a lot of noise on Thursday night right as everybody was going to bed. And some of it, there's even talking in the background, like people were still awake, like some of the howls or whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to say depending on what he's going to play.
This is a single knock, and it's going to play 3 times. So you can hear somebody snoring
Oh, I thought that was a
during that.
growl. Nope, that's just Spencer.
Might have been me.
It was. I've heard that snore like 3 weekends in a row now.
I think that the single knock was right around 1:30 in the morning on Thursday night. I think.
Oh, it was close. It sounded like a baseball bat against a tree. But
well, there was a lot of stuff that I did not have a chance to isolate and send to Mark. There was a bunch of stuff that happened over about 4 or 5 hours. And you have to understand, again, whenever you're doing audio, I mean, you listen to it second by second. And a lot of times you got to pause and go back and listen to it again and again and like enhance it and everything. And if you do it the right way, or at least the right way, in my opinion, it takes a long time. 1 hour of audio could take, an hour and a half or 2 hours to listen to, going back and listening to it in detail and like trying to zoom in on stuff and everything. There was a bunch of stuff that happened on Thursday night between 10:30 and 4:30, even 5 in the morning. I think I caught some stuff, and I just did not have a chance to get it all captured and like narrowed down and send it to Mark. And even then, Mark has to look at it and like clean it up and put it on video and everything. There's a lot that goes into this. And just know that if you were there on Thursday night, there was a lot that was happening that may or may not have been something. I mean, I don't know. But the one that he just played definitely sounded like a knock.
Yeah.
A
definitely.
good knock.
Yeah. I know we got there Wednesday, a little after dinner, to set up and get wood and all that stuff before everybody come in. And I know that night Debbie said she thought she heard something walking close to camp. And I think that first night we heard howls, but I'm not 100% sure. So much happened and went on. I couldn't even tell you the day, St. Patrick's Day and Thursday, Spencer, did you drink any green beer today?
Not today.
Good. Me neither. I didn't even wear green.
Me neither. and I didn't get pinched. It's amazing.
Me neither.
Pervs usually don't.
Yeah, Spencer. Pervs usually don't.
That would explain.
Y'all are too busy creeping people out.
All right. So the next audio.
This next one, it's going to play 3 times, but each there was 3 knocks, and this was a more distant than what the other one was, but you can definitely hear them. And so it was like three wood knocks in the middle of the night.
All right.
What'd you think about that, Larry?
Sounded like knocks to me. I don't know if Michael Haywood, he just sent me a text that said it's Snelling and Bob, not Haywood, that camped by the pole. LOL. What does that mean? Do you know a Snelling? Or was it smelling?
Snelling. Larry, my mouse is locked up.
That ain't good.
I'm
That
gonna
means
figure out.
Spencer's got to bring up the audio then.
I tell you what. Ooh.
Mark done froze up right before the howls.
Yep. Mark, don't freeze up before the howls. That's like the season finale, wanting to see what happens.
Okay, I tell you what. Let me log off here, and then I'll log back on.
All right. Uh-oh, I almost removed you, Spencer.
That'd be okay.
Spencer, what was the highlight for you, the weekend for you?
I was just getting to see everybody. Although I gotta say, Robin, I did not get a rock. Gary, I did not get a stick. I didn't get a poster. I did get a couple cookies from Christy, and they were awesome. And I got the bean soup. Was it Susan that had the bean soup?
I thought BF Bud and his wife did the beans.
I can't remember. There was so much that happened.
I think Miss Bonner made a bunch of cookies and stuff, and man, there was food, banana bread, zucchini bread.
Yes, I got the zucchini bread. That stuff was awesome.
Well, let me tell you what I got to do when I got back Monday to work.
What?
My boss gave me a piece of paper. We got a weight limit, and he said, "You got to go get weighed today." And I said, "You picked a fine day for me to go get weighed." After I've been eating all weekend like a hog, which ain't no different
than go up in the bucket truck.
Well, I don't have a bucket no more. I got one of them splicing vans now, but yeah, I made it. I still had a few pounds I can put on.
Okay. Well, you're good then.
Yeah, I'm good for a year.
You know, speaking about weight and everything, there were a couple people at the campout I don't think had a heater or whatnot.
Yeah.
And great day it was cold on Friday night, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had ice forming on the inside of the walls of my tent. So some of them without a heater, man, God bless you. I don't know how you made it.
Well, you know, Gary gave his to either Christine or Robin. And I had one, the little buddy that goes on the top of a propane tank, and I gave that to him Friday night or Saturday night because, man, I wouldn't want to have been in a tent that night with the wind howling.
Yeah, but Larry, yeah, everybody that has camped with you has seen you and Debbie's tent with the rugs and the queen size 4 foot tall air mattress and the 12 blankets. We don't feel bad for you.
That's all Debbie, man. You saw me 2 weeks ago. Well, I did carry an air mattress.
That's true. That's true.
And I would have brought a heater in too, but I wouldn't have had room for it.
I tell you what, after hiking in with you and Mark a couple times, I would hate to hike in with Debbie because I wouldn't want to carry the extra 200 pounds of everything she has.
Yeah, I hear you. Man.
No, it was a good time, but it did get cold. And, man, we had to bail on Saturday morning, and there was a lot of ice just getting out of there for the first hour or so.
Saturday was miserable. Saturday. And then Saturday after the sun went down, I thought this ain't going to be good. But the wind quit, and I got that fire going, and it was fine.
But, you know, even with the bad weather, I mean, just having that many people there and having such a good time and getting to be able to meet everybody from so far off. I mean, I couldn't believe, you know, some of the people that showed up. That was a who's who of like meeting everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. For the people that are in the Bigfoot community, and for the people that are just coming and learning, there was some names there that could top any conference if they
Oh yeah.
wanted to go to a conference.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, I mean, it almost was a conference. I mean,
yeah,
it was like just getting to see. I mean, like Cam, you know, if you've never met Cam before, I mean, just getting to be able to hang out at the campfire and talk to him,
yeah,
and you know, getting to know him, or like Coonbo, or uh, just so many people. I mean, there were so many people there. It was like 10 events in one thing.
right. Yeah, and the beauty was you could get one-on-one time with any of them and bounce ideas and thoughts off of them, and they would tell you what their thought was on it, and it was cool for sure.
Oh yeah. And
I
like
think,
getting to meet so many people that are in the chat on a regular
yeah,
basis, and just getting to know them. I mean, that was awesome also. I mean, it was really cool just, you know, getting to camp and hang out with like normal people that you talk to all the time, but you really never get to meet. I mean,
right.
I thought it was awesome. That part of it was.
Oh, I agree. That was my favorite part of it was the people that came there, you know, to be part of it because they were excited. All of them were super friendly, and a lot of them brought things to eat that I
Yeah.
like. You know, I like eating.
Yeah.
But
Bam, Bama and Rodney and I and Debbie and Karen and Anthony and Kel, Bama's friend, we all got to go back and like revisit a couple spots that we had been to before.
yeah,
And you and Anthony and I hit the woods that one time just looking for possible tracks and everything. And I mean, overall, just you know, getting out and doing all that kind of stuff and just meeting people and standing around the fire and just having conversations and everything. I
yeah,
mean, it was like 3 or 4 weekends wrapped up into one. It was a lot of stuff going on. It was a really good time.
no doubt. Yeah, I was gonna challenge Bob to a race, but but after he told me how much it cost, I had to just renege on that offer.
I I
I can't afford that stuff.
I only got to see Bob at the end, but Bob, the advertising the Beast channel on the race thing, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Saturday, yeah, it was no, it was Friday before the weather come in. I know Michael and Bobby wanted to go see the Beast LBL kill site, the supposed site, and the bow hunter kill site. And so I told them I would take them before they had to go. Unfortunately, I wish Kumbo could have went with them because he could have told the story a whole lot better than me. But I went around to the camp, and anybody that wanted to go, they went with us. And I kind of told my abbreviated, blunt version of each story and showed them where it was at. But we spent, I don't know, a few hours running around doing that and had a pretty good crowd going to those. So that was pretty fun. And I told each one of them, I said, just go look it up on YouTube and look up Kumbo telling the story of the Beast LBL
Yeah.
and the bow hunter, because it's a whole lot better story than what I'm going to tell you.
Well, you know, whenever you see it in person, it's it's not that it's a letdown or anything like that, but when you see it in person, you look at it and you go, I don't I don't know how all this happened right here and didn't get noticed or whatnot.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stories about LBL, especially if you visit the other pages and the other groups and everything, a lot of the stories about LBL, I think, you know, that people tell them and they put like a twist on them to make them a little bit more spookier or scarier than
Right.
what they are. And to me, I mean, I'm in Virginia, so I have access to like three national forests that are near me, and
Yeah.
LBL is beautiful. I mean, it's great. I mean, if you want to go fishing or hunting or just camping or whatnot, I mean, I've been there several times now, and it's one of my favorite places to go to. And I think it's beautiful, and the scenery is awesome and everything. And whenever you see the supposed site of the attacks of the Beast of LBL, I think, you know, if you just listen to like YouTube videos or other people talking about it and everything, you think it's going to be this really deep and dark and spooky place. And it's just a beautiful place when you get there.
Right. Yeah. Christine, I did tell him about Centria's dog alerting on that tree. And they all thought I was making that up. No, they didn't. I did tell them that, but I did tell them that Centria said that runoff from cemeteries does cause a false alert too. So they could take it for what they wanted, but it was weird that it alerted on that tree.
That particular tree out of all of them that were in there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's weird.
So if it was runoff from the cemetery, it looks like it would have been all through that little woods lot right there. But anyway, I see Mark's back and he's got some audio stuck up there. Do you want to go into this audio?
Yeah, blow this thing up full screen. And,
how do you do that?
You see your boxes?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But there's some good howls in this, and it gets the coyotes cranked up.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Ready.
That's what I heard.
Those were good howls.
I didn't hear all that snoring though.
Yeah.
I don't know where that come from.
And I don't know what those, there was some, I don't know if they were knocks that were close by or if it was somebody that was kicking the side of their tent or something, in their sleep. I don't know, but
yeah,
those were pretty loud.
Every night around 2, except for the night all the 747s were landing on our tents from the winter storm, it sounded like. We heard howls every night, late, and they seemed to come from the same area. And I know some of the other guys were camping in the other campground that was a couple of miles from us, but that direction. And I asked them just to make sure, were y'all doing any calls or any call blasting? They're like, no, we were not. So, that Debbie Jones, she's always
correcting you.
Yeah, she won't come on here, but she'll send me a message. She says, those aren't the howls that I told you about, Larry. They weren't any coyotes in there, and there were at least 10 howls.
That's right.
The reason why Spencer didn't catch them is because Spencer wasn't there that night. Spencer got there the next morning. So let's all take a deep breath now and relax.
And just for the record, I looked at 2:20 my time, 2:20 your time, and 2:20 Debbie's time all through the recording. And the only thing I found was like something that sounded like birds or maybe squirrels at 2:20 my time. It had to have been a different day. But in the middle of the night, the howls, those howls are the only thing I found on Thursday night. On Friday night, it was so cold and snowing and sleeting that I didn't even put a recorder out.
Yeah. He wussed out.
Yes.
I did too, because I never put nothing out. I knew you were going to. David asked, do you investigate the area where the howls came from? And Mark can tell you what we do from here.
Well, the thing, we have covered that area pretty good, except for the ridge across the inlet. But when you're listening to that, you really don't know the direction that it was coming from when you listen to the recorder. You have to actually hear it while it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No doubt about that. But I don't know. That was about the highlight of it on the evidence, was it not? We did hear howls about every night except for the storm night. So if you would have put out a recorder away from camp, you would have most likely picked up some of them, depending on which end of camp you were on. But
you want to play that one more time?
We can. But we'll hear Spencer snoring again. All right, here we go.
Play it anyway.
I'm not sure, but after that first howl, I'm not sure if that was Spencer snoring or maybe some of them white beans got to him.
Hey, in all fairness, that could have been Anthony, that could have been Mark, that could have been Cam. We don't know.
Well, that's true. Very true.
I do think that those are possible knocks in between it, but if they are, they're a lot closer than the howls are.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It was a good times. All I know. I know we had Robin came from California. Tony drove in from Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And I know Mary Fabian came in from Pennsylvania. Mark Kinchell come in from North Carolina. Spencer came in from some liberal state, Virginia or something. I don't know.
And Christine flew in from Florida.
Yeah.
Eric and Kane came in from Ohio. Jamie came in from Indiana. We had people from all over.
Yeah. We did. And our own Scott Espinosa was sick and couldn't make it.
Yeah, sorry about that, Scott. Hope you're feeling better.
You think Scott was sick, or he saw the weather forecast for Friday night and was like, oh, I ain't doing that?
It could go either way.
Yeah, I agree. Chris from Utah, that's right. He was the last to arrive, and he came in. He had a business trip to Atlanta, I think, and he came through from Utah. So
William Scott came from Arkansas, didn't they?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Texarkana. And Debbie came in from somewhere around Texas.
We don't count Debbie.
No, she's a normal attendee. But anyway, it's almost my bedtime, and it's fast Spencer's bedtime.
Well, I want to show my gifts.
Show your gifts.
Yeah.
I already ate mine.
Yeah. This is one of
is that an embryo?
Rocks.
Oh, it's a rock.
Yeah. And you see
hold it back a little bit.
See the little Bigfoot in it. And then she gave me this
Yep.
Bigfoot rock.
Uh-huh.
And she
Piece of
also
gave you some barbecue chicken.
Man, that chicken was good. That sauce that was on that chicken,
Yeah.
that was bomb.
She ought to make a cooking video, don't you think?
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, look at that.
She drew.
That's an anubis with a tattoo.
Yeah. Isn't that?
It's
neat?
Anubis, Larry.
Anubis?
Anubis.
I thought it was like, never mind.
So I'm gonna. My mom's got a business where she teaches painting classes and stuff, so I'm gonna give it to her and let her mat it for me and frame it up in here.
If you'd take it to one of them blanket classes, they could make a big blanket out of it.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Jamie was talking about his arrowhead. See, you just got corrected again, Larry.
Yep. I get corrected all the time. I don't care.
Isn't that a nice arrowhead?
Yep.
See if I can show, with the point and everything on it.
All right, we gotta go.
And
I got a really nice arrowhead from John.
Yeah.
That's where I got mine.
Yeah, I got mine. Did I not say John?
Oh,
okay. Came from John Garrison.
You made it sound like Robin gave it to you. She got it from John and gave it to you.
Did y'all guys get a Bigfoot?
Yeah. No.
Spencer didn't because he left early.
No.
Yeah.
I do like Christy Sci-Fi now.
Mr. Phelps made 3D imaging and made 10 of them, I believe, that he gave away to. I had one, but I'm pretty sure Debbie stole mine and took it with her.
What the heck?
Yeah. Leave early again.
Now, this is really neat. This came from Mary Fabian.
Oh.
And she runs the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project. And just a really, really nice knife.
Yeah.
And
she must have heard
Tonto blade on it.
What do you think, Spencer?
What the heck?
Leave early again, Spencer. I didn't get one of those either, Spencer, so don't feel bad.
Well, I got a pie from Fat Larry's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did bring some. I didn't bring 65 of them, but I brought about 10. And of course I ate one. So that left 9 for everybody else. Did you enjoy it?
This is what I showed earlier.
Yeah.
This come from Leanne and Wheezy.
Yeah.
And just really, I'm going to find a place in here to.
Yeah. I gotta get a frame for mine.
I think I'm going to put it right beside this poster that Doug Schroeder gave me.
Yeah.
And but man,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She actually had one that she kept, and she had Eric Kane, myself, and Mark, and she was going to get Cam to sign it, but Cam had left. Which my signature wasn't going to make it worth nothing else. But maybe when Kane and Eric and Mark can find Bigfoot, maybe theirs will be worth something.
What is that?
You put a candle in there, and it backlights.
See, I got a candle going, but it's just too
Turn
bright.
Your light off.
Well,
what the heck?
Yeah. Leave early again, Spencer.
I'm gonna have my own get together at LBL next time.
Yeah. Let's say this. I'm
Was it
glad
gonna-
Mark was wearing pants, man.
it's
We got
It's a
lucky
good-
tonight.
a good thing.
Your computer light's
Yeah.
still glaring off of it. Turn your monitor off. No, don't do it. But it's cool though. And
Yeah.
on the show the other side. It says LBL meet and greet and has the dates on there. Sawdust Beast, Beast of the Woods, and Beast Night with Bama. It's hard to see because of the glare, but we see.
And they're going to take me bear hunting. This
You know,
Tuesday.
they never offered to take me bear hunting, and I'm the only one on this show that talks about hunting.
Well, you keep calling them dog men or them man dog hogs. And
Yeah, she knew I was kidding. I don't know what it was. It could have been a dog man. But anyway, I can show you what a cash I got. Everybody kept handing me money. And I
Yep.
kept handing it to other people.
Yep.
And I still didn't give it all away. But Spencer, when are you gonna put together one for me to show up at?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I hear you.
About this fall. I ain't a fan of ticks and mosquitoes and chiggers and everything.
Man, that just adds to the adventure.
If you say so.
No, but we did have a fantastic time. We're thankful for everybody that attended. There wasn't anybody that brought any strife to the camp out. Everybody got along good, and the campfires were great. People sharing knowledge. There would be a group conversation, and it would break off into smaller conversations between people. Food for everybody. If you didn't bring anything to eat, you could have survived the whole weekend because people were giving food out like it was Halloween candy. But
Yeah.
it was a good time.
If we do it again and y'all get a chance to come to it, it was really, truly, it was an awesome event, and everybody should try to make something like that.
That's right. David, I ain't wasting my trip with you hunting bear. We're going elk hunting. Elk. Yeah. Bob, it was you can't even talk enough about the people that came, how great they were.
Yeah. And I tell you what, wait, gosh, I forgot. I forgot. Kale made me a bracelet.
She didn't make me nothing.
What the heck?
See that?
Man, I'm quitting. That's it. People are giving you stuff and I ain't getting nothing. I'm done.
Man.
I tell you.
I'll be digging this bracelet, Kale.
All right. Look at that, Spencer. He's going to do a crab bowl next time, and he's buying everything. How about that?
Yes, he's buying and he's cooking.
That Anthony's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good cook.
We may have that next weekend.
Yes. Let's do it soon. Before he talks his way out of it.
Look at this. Even Christine got a bracelet. You see what Larry's wearing?
I know.
All right. I know who my friends are. There's my friend right there, Gary Scott. I know that dude take care of me. He'd give me the shirt off his back.
Yes, he would.
So y'all just wear them bracelets.
Gary, awesome. Meeting Gary was great.
Tick bites. Bob should have been there whenever the ticks went away. You know, we can get you some Wonder Woman bracelets, Larry. I'll take Wonder Woman. Don't tell Debbie. Get Debbie a Wonder Woman suit. That'd be good.
This PG
All right.
13.
Yeah, we kept it there.
Yeah, you hang on to the lasso.
That's right. All right. Well, we're gonna get off here so Spencer can go to bed and I can go to bed and Mark can hang out. You want to stay on here and keep talking, Mark, while me and Spencer get off here?
No, but I do want to mention one thing that
All
next week, I've got we're finalizing the thing to have some FLIR footage that was shot at the 400.
Ooh.
And so
There'll be
Shane's
some real big footers on here next week. Not here, but on Mark's channel.
So looking forward to that and putting that together. And me and Larry are just going to turn it over to Shane and Randy and let them have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, one thing that I missed that I hate that I missed, I wasn't around whenever the announcement was made, but Condo had to put his trailer at a different campground because the road was messed up when we got there and we had to call and get a grader out there. But he gave a presentation.
Yeah.
And so I really hate that I missed that presentation. And but maybe we can have him on here sometime, Larry, and let him give that presentation.
Yeah, we had several people that went over there and listened to it and watched it, but I just couldn't break away from camp. You couldn't either, because it's kind of rude for us to break away from everybody and go watch some Bigfoot stuff. But anyway, it was a good time. Go ahead.
Yes,
Spencer.
it was.
No, I was just going to say that meeting Condo and Jim, listening to them talk in person, that was like watching a YouTube video firsthand, like in person and everything. It was crazy cool. There was just so many people there. I mean, meeting everybody was it was awesome. I mean, everybody that's into Bigfooting thing should try to get a chance to do this if they can. I mean, it was really a good time.
Yeah, hopefully, if we do it again, hopefully we can get those back and maybe add some to it. It'd be nice to get Shane, Randy, some of them there too.
Yes.
I think Mark invited a lot of Charlie Raymond was coming, but he had something come up, but he was going to be there also. So,
and you know, I hate Stevie B and Jeff Townsend didn't make it.
Yeah,
there was a mix up when she went to go get the car and they had overbooked it. And Jeff's having some car trouble now, and she was going to drive up from Florida and pick him up in Georgia and drive on up. So we really missed them too.
I know why Jeff's having car trouble, because he's always working on it.
Yeah.
But no, I hate that they missed it, because they would have added to the great people that were there, because I know they're great people. So anyway, we're going to start planning the next one as soon as Mark gets ready. And we got to figure out a place to have it if we do it again, because we're probably going to have to move it either to Spencer's area or west. And I'll just have to buy Spencer a plane ticket, I guess. Anyway, if y'all ain't got anything else to add, we're going to get off here.
Yeah. I just want to say how much I appreciated everybody that came and all the people that I met that I haven't met before. That was a real treat. And then the regular folks that come, it's always good to get together and sit around a campfire with them.
No doubt. It was fantastic. Even in the miserable cold, it was a lot of fun. You
Yeah.
just had to bundle up and get a windbreak on you, but it was great.
It was still a great time.
Yep, definitely. But anyway, we're going to get off of here and hope everybody has a good night, and we will catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Night.